Hi, Shannon Grimm with Shannon Grimm and Partners, and we're from Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Almost forgot. Uh, Thanks for joining us. I'm here with Mike Stanley as usual, and we were joined by Max Force, Roofing and Siding. I just had to get the siding part in, so I had to cheat and look at your shirts. So, I know it's Max Force Roofing because they were actually on Stanley's roof yesterday.
They were. They came out and fixed my ridge vent. I had some shingles fly off in that windstorm. Gosh, was that almost a week and a half ago? It's
I don't know.
unbelievable.
It feels like it's every other day.
I know.
Just pick one. Like, you guys have to be loving life right now.
Well,
A little busy.
we are very busy.
A lot busy, yeah.
Lots of people calling. Yeah. That wind and then hailstorm right after that.
The hail was ridiculous. I came in here the next day, and there was still hail outside on the ground. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh, that's unusual. It usually melts so quickly we can't even get a picture of it.
I got pictures of it. It was up against the building, and you could still, you could tell it had melted, but you could still see like the hard spots in it. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Well,
It was
I mean,
80 degrees the day
80
before.
degrees the day before. And then
most of the people hate it, but we love it.
Yeah. Mother Nature is keeping you in business.
Yeah. It is what it is. You kind of have to deal with that every 10, 15 years. There's a major storm, and
It seems like we're getting them more and more, though. We're getting more and more often.
well, it's hard to tell. There's always some kind of wind, some kind of storms, but not everything is that bad. So, like these storms, there's lots of calls, and I'm seeing different properties, and some places they're completely devastated. Some it's just like a little piece of fascia, a little piece of siding, something's unlocked but easy fix, or like Mike's house had some ridge cap shingles blown off, which is in that case is kind of minor thing, can be repaired. You don't really have to bother with all that insurance and stuff.
That's good, though. So, speaking of insurance, the reason why I always refer you is because you actually got a claim through State Farm, which is very rare.
Oh well, I mean, State Farm is the largest insurance company, so
They're the worst to get claims through. having been a person hit by someone who was insured by State Farm as their auto insurance, I can tell you it is like the worst to get one through. And most people who have homeowners insurance through them, they have to fight to get it through. So.
That's what I do. That's what I live for, to argue with State Farm.
Yeah. But you guys were successful at getting them through Jamie's house. So we appreciate that. So you'll always be our go-to. So.
well, thank you. First of all, State Farm, just like any other insurance company, they basically they have to follow guidelines, the laws, and if you do have legitimate damages from any sudden event that caused some losses, they will have to take care of that.
But they still fight at every turn.
Well, it's yes, they have a little bit tougher processes, but we don't like to say that we're fighting them. Jennifer is a real expert here.
they're working alongside them.
No,
Sure.
no, you have
Alongside.
no, you have to understand that insurance adjusters, they're humans, okay? So being a major insurance carrier, they have lots of claims, lots of calls. Unfortunately, there is a lot of like little stuff, all kinds of different things. And when it comes to storm damages, this is where it gets into the gray area where it's like, oh, is this just a little bit needs a small repair, or is this something bad where it has to be taken care of completely? And for any adjuster, because they're people working for someone, they always have this situation when they're like, okay, if I'm gonna buy this roof, is there gonna be someone above me who's gonna be looking on my shoulder?
Why? Why'd you do this?
Yes,
Yeah.
and this is where Jennifer comes into this is her expertise when she doesn't fight with them. She helps them. Basically, she provides all the supporting documentation.
You know, it is
Well,
all
she
about
can-
how
she-
you approach someone.
Yeah, she can tell you a lot how she deals with carriers, and it's you want to share?
Yeah.
She's like, I wasn't planning on doing this
Yeah.
today.
Well-
Thanks.
Well, earlier when I said I argue with them, I really don't argue with them. I just
Yeah.
bury them in facts.
Yeah.
Because if it's a legitimate repair, we'll do the repair and move on. But if we
Mhm.
truly believe that the entire roof needs to be replaced, then I'll fight to the death for our customers because I know it's the right thing to do.
Right.
But building codes is not something that adjusters study.
Mhm.
They study policy. So I study the building codes and the manufacturer's installation instructions because all of that has to be followed.
It factors into everything.
Yeah. And once I show them all the proof and all the letters and all the codes, they usually, there's not much else they can say. Sometimes they still say no, but it's not just one insurance company.
Right.
And it really just depends on the adjuster.
They're just the ones I've had personal contact with, who I, was not fond of.
Well, yeah, State Farm used to be one of the greatest insurance companies to work with. I don't know what happened, but they just changed their.
Oh no! Since the
policies.
'90s, I don't know what happened. So
Well, it wasn't that long, but probably about 7-8 years ago, they were really good.
I think in general, she's just saying she doesn't know what has happened since the 90s, right?
I'm saying my scenario was in the '90s.
Oh, I
Okay.
know. I'm just saying you just don't know what's going on since the 90s in general. Though, so.
Yeah.
Well-
So now they're all getting kind of the same level of difficulty. They're rewriting policies to cover less. So most homeowners do not know what their policy covers.
Really don't.
They
yeah.
don't know what their deductible is. And so,
And some people do such a high deductible that they're doing a high deductible to get a lower payment. They don't realize that at some point you're gonna have to come out of pocket with that,
yes.
especially if something happens.
Yeah, especially nowadays, they they decided to change deductibles from a fixed amount and they tie it to percentage of the property value.
Oh.
So the highest I have ever seen was 3%, and that was basically it was around $20,000, and that kind of a
Wow.
deductible
That was the
means
deductible.
it's only
Wow.
good if your house burns down to the ground.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Wow. Yeah, so that's good to know. We need to have Randy on.
Randy, to
Yeah.
talk about that. But it's huge to have, an advocate that is, like you said, burying them in facts because, homeowners don't know. They don't know their policy. They don't know. And it's such a large investment for them that having, a solid roof to protect that investment and to protect their family is such an important thing. And, I think a lot of people need to be a little bit better educated on it. And so
Well, and
having
better on
someone,
protecting that asset,
Correct.
even not cheaping out on the insurance.
correct.
I agree with that.
Like that short-term gain in your pocket isn't worth the long-term pain that's
Yeah.
gonna cost you.
It's really a few
'Cause
dollars a month that you're selling.
It's
that
easier
you're
to come
saving.
up with that than it is to come up with, thousands of dollars.
On the spot, unexpectedly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People don't plan for those unexpected.
Yeah, unfortunately, people in general never think that the roof's gonna get old, and it's like, well, my roof should be good for 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, which is true. Brand new roof nowadays, the real life expectancy is about 25 years for any kind
But
of
we have such
asphalt
high
shingle.
winds now. We're like Windy City Junior.
Well, the high winds is where insurance comes into play. But aside from, say, there is no winds, nothing, and then at some point you just kind of have to replace it, and that's a large ticket item. And but it
Which
protects
is why
you.
you may have seen a tarp.
Yeah, well, and it protects the, your biggest investment, and it is important. Well, this is where I actually would like to mention that we are doing a new thing where we have newer products that.
Oh yeah, Stanley was telling me about that.
Yeah, we work with a manufacturer called EuroShield, and they produce this, I would say state-of-the-art shingle. That is, there are many different grades of that, but some of them are completely hail-proof. And when I say hail-proof, it means manufacturer will warrant against any hail size.
Wow.
And do you
4
know
inch,
do you know
5 inch.
how
We don't get that out here
well,
anyway.
Well, no, but they were like this big.
well
The
that
hail that we got the other night was
that-
huge.
hail size of probably about an inch in diameter will cause damages to an older roof. If it's less than 5 years for newer asphalt shingles, 1 inch hail probably will not cause much damage, unless there was also combined with extreme wind speed. That may happen, but when it gets
Literally sounded
over,
like my house was falling down.
yeah, anything over 1 inch, it's probably gonna cause some damage. But do you know what the biggest size hail that can be?
What?
So I actually even researched that. So I believe it was in 2010 in South Dakota. Well, I may be wrong, but there was a hailstorm when they actually had hail which was an 8 inches in diameter and weighed almost 2 pounds. So
Can you imagine walking in that?
Good Lord.
well, that is something crazy. But 2 inch or two,
It's like a
you know,
basketball.
2 inch hail is big. It can ruin everything. It's basically siding, roofing, doesn't matter. But the product that we have there, it actually will stand that with no problem. It also will stand all kinds of winds. 175 miles an hour.
That's what blew my mind is you said 175 miles an hour when we were discussing it, and I was like, that's a tornado. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then the life expectancy is 75 years. That's like
That's
three
crazy.
times of a regular asphalt roof life. So I would be happy to. Well, obviously it does cost more, but in the long term, knowing that you don't have to replace your roof 3 times,
Right.
that's a perfect solution for someone who has a house that they will never sell and they want to leave it to their kids. That is actually best investment. I've had a few customers that actually did choose that product because of that. They're like, I'm never gonna replace my roof again.
Yeah.
And then they get the
This is
discounts
bang.
on the premiums, insurance premiums, because insurance loves it.
that was the other
Okay.
thing you mentioned was the discounts on insurance, which is huge because of the warranties associated with it and the lifespan. That's incredible. I mean, and the thought of not having to really worry as much if there is a hailstorm or a windstorm about having to go up and check or call a roofing company to come out. If you guys have installed that, it's just like, well, that just passed through. Other people are scrambling. I'm fine though. It's just fantastic.
I need that and a generator on the next house, and I'll be golden.
Correct.
Because we had no power for 24 hours.
Oh gosh.
24 hours. Wow, that's
First world
now
problems. but-
nowadays it's
That's an eternity.
yeah. Did you,
Yeah,
did,
still
did,
first world problems.
Did
but-
you have internet?
Came here because this had internet, so we came here, and we worked. Both of us, my husband and I, worked till like 9 p.m. here, 9:15, and then went home. But
Yeah, the internet's the big deal at my house.
Yeah.
My son and my grandson are like, it's like the 1800s again. I'm like, no,
Read a
it's
book,
actually
play some cards."
1980.
even 1990s, because
Yeah.
I don't remember real internet until 98.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, those dial-ups and
Yeah, that was the AOL. Was
The
98.
AOL dial-up, the fun stuff.
Yeah, I can still hear that sound. So Jennifer, how after there's been a storm, how soon should someone file a claim? A lot of people will wait to file a claim, but I feel like that kind of works against you.
Well, some insurance companies only give you a 6-month window.
Okay.
And there's people that'll have their adjuster come out and say, oh, yeah, there's hail damage all over this roof, but we're not going to pay for it because it's 8 months old.
Yeah.
So don't wait too long.
I would
I mean,
think
I
the
don't-
sooner you
Yeah.
call someone like you guys, the better off it is for their case against, with the insurance company. Like, a better off to get them to replace it.
Yeah, well,
I don't see a reason to wait.
Right.
Especially
Some
if there's
people just put it
if
off.
there's damage though, or you suspect it, and you wait again, you might forget the events that happened on that day.
Right, or when it did happen.
When it did happen, or if there's damage though, then further damage could occur. That's why I called and had them come out. I was like, well, I know our neighbors had their ridge cap actually come completely off, and their attic was exposed. And I was like, I don't want rain to come through and soak our attic.
That's
and
even worse.
Cause mold issues. So I had them come out, and it's that little damage that could have happened from something could cause a bigger headache down the line.
Yeah, you let it go, and it just really ruins the.
yeah, I would say before filing a claim, what makes sense is just, well, if you're seeing shingles being ripped off your roof,
Yeah, we had some out front here too.
or siding ripped off, your walls, that's definitely when you don't need to wait for a contractor. You can go ahead and file that claim.
Okay.
You
You don't need someone to go look at it to know that you have damage.
if you're seeing it from the ground, that's enough. If you suspect that something is happening, this is where I would probably have a contractor take a look and then make an assessment whether it's something really minor or if it's definitely needs insurance to get involved.
So we have some customers that, we know we had a storm. They'll call and we'll just go inspect their roof. We save the photos from each inspection that we've been out there before. And if everything looks good, he'll just let them know. Roof's fine.
Yeah, it's interesting that I have a customer right now. So on March 13th, when there was that crazy wind, on her parents' house, a gutter was blown off. So it was just hanging. It was a very long, big gutter. So I'm like, okay, well, let me take a look at the roof. And then I get up on the roof, and I don't really find any wind damage. And then I tell her, okay, well, we can take care of the gutter. It's just one gutter. I don't think it's really worth going through insurance. Now, just a week later, there was a hailstorm, and this is when now you definitely have some roof damage, and this is a whole different story.
Right.
But I had taken pictures on March 13th. Well, not on March 13th, a couple days
Right
after,
yeah.
and there was nothing. And now we have new pictures of what happened just a few days later, and obviously it just happened. Here's the proof.
So this new product, we were kind of talking about it, and I wanted to know a little more. Now, I haven't heard or seen too much of it. Is that because not too many people are installing it, or is there like a certain certification through the manufacturer?
I assume you have to be trained on it and stuff.
Well, yeah, all of it. Well, you don't really need a special certification for that. This is a roofing product that is suitable for the market, but obviously the crews, the installers, they need to be trained. So we did go through that training and learn how to do that product, but many people don't know about it just because it's rather new. So we discovered that at one of the roofing conferences a couple of years ago. When I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is interesting. It looks just like real slate or real wood shake. The appearance is just
which is beautiful.
It's
It is.
It's gorgeous.
It's beautiful, and you wouldn't know that it's actually made out of recycled tires.
Particularly for
anyone. There's a
anyone.
use for those now. That's awesome.
The big tires.
Wow.
Yeah, it is an amazing product, and I think for people who own like a large piece of land, this is when they're not really in a subdivision or anything, and many times they try to make the house to look as beautiful as possible. So this is absolutely the best choice. It looks amazing. then all these characteristics that they will never have to worry about replacing that in their lifetime, 75 years. After these two storms, all the insurance companies are mad right now.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're losing money. So it's gonna take a while until they work all these claims from these two storms, and then when those people who estimate the losses, they will come up with the figure when they're like, okay, we are so many hundreds of millions above of what we budgeted. So guess what? They're gonna come back and increase everyone's premiums. And sometimes people are like, I never even filed a claim. Why are my premiums going up? Well, because it is a shared risk.
Because everybody in your zip code did. You didn't get a new roof, but everybody else did, so you're going to get your race.
Yeah, and unfortunately, everyone's premiums are going to continue climbing up. That's going to be one thing. And second thing, the policies are going to continue changing, and like it is around in Florida.
Well, I was just gonna say, Florida. My husband wants to get a house there, and I'm like, yeah, it doesn't really appeal to me. So, like, his mom had the mushroom roof. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where, like, the 70s, where it goes down on the sides, and they wouldn't even insure that house anymore.
Oh,
Nobody would?
She couldn't find anyone to do it.
This product, this EuroShield, is extremely popular in Texas, Oklahoma, Florida, for that reason, because.
It's not even the longevity; it's just the hassle. It's hassle free.
Yeah, that is.
So
it's
it
a
doesn't
hassle.
matter.
and
Doesn't matter. They're probably not going to live 75 more years, but
yeah, and then
still hassle.
when you have, well, over there in Florida, the deductibles start at $5,000, I think.
yeah,
So okay, insurance covers your roof replacement, but every time you have to pay $5,000, that's insane, you know.
Right.
And if it happens like every 2 years, that's rough.
Yeah.
But well, I'd love to have great weather, sunny,
Wouldn't we all?
nice, cool.
wouldn't we all?
But Ohio is particularly tough. Here's a few reasons. Number one, we still have a lot of sunshine. Sun is the number one enemy of everything. As much as we love it, but in summer, it bakes everything. The UV light. Then second thing, Ohio has 4 seasons. So
Sometimes in one day.
yeah, temperature fluctuations range from -25 all the way to 100. That's
Doing it again this week, like we did last week.
Yeah,
Yay,
during one day,
That was pretty crazy.
It
Doing
went
it again.
down 40 degrees just one day, and that
Doing
Yeah,
it
from
again.
Sunday to Monday, it was.
Thursday, I think we're going to be, well, one day we're going to be up to 70 something again, and then the next day down to 40 again, with a low in the 20s again.
Yeah,
So.
I went out Sunday night
Doing it again.
with a few friends that I hadn't seen in a while to watch basketball. And we walked in at 5, and it was sunny, gorgeous 80. And we were trying to leave at about 9:45 and looked outside, and it was hail, rain, wind, lightning. I was like, I guess we're staying until this passes. And then we left at 10:45. We were there another hour waiting for it to get by. And I walked in, sleeves rolled up. It felt great in there. It was beautiful outside. I walked out shivering. I mean, it had dropped already 40 degrees in that, 5 hours while we were there. It was unbelievable.
yeah.
So the big thing that consumers should be aware of during all these storms and stuff is there are a lot of storm chasers that come from out of state that are roofers that aren't local to our area, and they really don't care what kind of job they do because they're just going to run in, get the money, and leave, and don't always do a great job. So Max Force is a local company, and they've been here for several years now, and don't foresee you guys going anywhere. So it's a company that we can trust, and that we know that when we recommend you, you're still going to be here to back everything up. So if you've had recent damage, call Max Force.
Well, thank you. And even if you don't call us, if you pick a contractor, always go with local one. You know?
Right.
And I would encourage people to pick someone like smaller company, those
Someone you've heard
the-
of
the-
more than once, more than
those-
the person knocking on your door.
yeah, and
Well,
definitely
some people
stay
find us
away
on
from
BBB.
the,
They know we're local. We have an A+ rating.
That's the big thing. Like she said, out of state, and it's people just have it's just the convenience of, oh, we did have wind, and you're at my front door. Go ahead
Right.
and check it, but I don't know you. I don't know anything about you. I don't know and it's like, well, someone local who's trusted, like Max Force. That's really who you need to be calling, and it's not inconvenient. I called, and literally the same day, you were by the afternoon, you were out at my house. I might say it was crazy too because the wind had picked back up.
He was out there on my roof, and the wind was so
It
bad.
was over 30-mile-an-hour gusts at that point, and Bakit had his ladder up in my driveway before I could even come out to say hi. And he was up bouncing around like a gazelle on the roof. It was unbelievable. And I'm like, I don't even want to get up there. I'm starting to get shaky legs watching him from the ground, and he's up there like it's not a big deal. And I mean, out in the same day, it was unbelievable. So, and I know how busy you guys have been, but the fact that it was that easy to do that, I know I trust you guys compared to a person that just knocked on my door. It's a no-brainer.
So, what is the best way for people to reach you?
well, they can just call us. They can go to our website or find us on Google.
Better Business Bureau.
Better Business
Yeah.
Bureau, yeah.
And we've kind of talked a bit about what services you provide. Obviously, roofing, siding. You and I had talked about. I sent some info to a friend. Skylights. That's something a lot of people don't think about. What else do you guys take care
Well,
of?
pretty much anything exterior. This is where roofing, siding, gutters, soffits, fascia, trim, all kinds of exterior stuff. We don't deal with any concrete or stucco. We kind of like to stay away from that.
Stay in your lane, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Know what
but,
you're good at.
but anything that you can put on your house, on your roof or on your walls, yeah, we're pretty good at that.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Always good to see you. So we miss seeing you. I miss seeing you on Wednesdays. So, but good to have you in. And thanks for getting to Stanley quickly. And thanks for always getting to our customers quickly. We appreciate it. And we're going to be adding you guys to our website too, because we're going to do a list of vendors that we trust on our website. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you.
but thanks for coming, and we appreciate it. And thank you for watching or listening to us again. And make sure to like, follow,
Comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell at Shannon Grimm Realtor and at 614 Real Estate Nerds.
and share also with your
Oh,
friends.
of course. Share.